I know Sony execs are losing their minds right now because they lost the biggest thing of the century, K-pop Demon Hunters. Nobody, and I mean nobody, expected for this to be a banger and to be as successful as it was.
Okay, I want to talk about this debate because very recently, K-pop Demon Hunters, the movie of the summer, managed to become the most popular Netflix original film of all time, beating Red Notice, which, by the way, why was that movie holding the #1 spot in the first place? It had no right, but besides the point, did Sony fumble arguably one of the biggest bags of all time, and that's handing this movie over to Netflix as opposed to chucking it into theaters? Because Sony Animation made this movie, and as a result of it going to Netflix, it ballooned around 236 million views on Netflix, which would have been $1 billion at the box office that would have only been for Sony. But instead, Sony put $100 million into the movie, and Netflix bought the film for $100 million, plus an additional $20 million fee. So Sony made $20 million in profit as a result. However, Netflix now retains all rights to the property. That's right, which means that there could be K-pop Demon Hunters merge, sequels, and even theatrical releases, and Netflix will be the one making the money on what is being called by everyone as a potential billion-dollar franchise, and Sony would see none of that cash. And because of all of that, yes, I do think Sony fumbled an unbelievably major bag. Like, they have been looking for a lasting franchise beyond Spider-Man, and they found it. They damn made it with their own grippers, but they gave it to Netflix to go la-di-da with. Now, to be fair to Sony, they made this deal to make this movie in 2021 during the pandemic, where people going to the theaters was super uncertain, and they wanted to make a safe deal to ensure that they made money, which is why Demon Hunters went to streaming. And on top of that, Sony and Netflix could not have seen the success of this coming. Even if it was right in front of them, this was just an omega surprise. Now, the positive for Sony is that this movie did make them a juggernaut in the animation space, without a doubt. Their reputation has gone up by tenfold, but to fumble a billion-dollar franchise to Netflix of all people, a company with so many billions already, God, that must suck ducks. Sony did not know what they had.